Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
Your Excellency, Madam Monica Chakwera, First Lady of the Republic of Malawi, Honorable Dr. Jessica Bwira, Minister of Higher Education, all the Cabinet and Deputy Ministers here present, Associate Professor Nancy Chitera, Vice Chancellor of Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences, MUBAS, Professor George Kanyamapiri, Chairperson, and all members of MUBAS Council here present. Mr. Lloyd Kambwiri, University Registrar, Directors, all the Executive Deans of schools, professors, heads of department, members of the academic and non-academic staff of MUBAS here present, all the Vice Chancellors and Registrars of the public universities here present, Honorable Peter Simbi, Regional Chairman of the Malawi Congress Party for the Southern Region, and all the regional members here present. Your Worship, Councillor Joseph Makwinja, Mayor of the City of Blantyre, and all the councillors here present. Senior Chief Kapeni, and all the traditional leaders here present. Reverend Patrick Mbanga, University Chaplain, the officiating clergy, and all religious leaders here present. All the graduating students here present, parents and guardians, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, today I address you not as students or graduates, but as fellow citizens. I stand before you not as a chancellor concerned about the fate of your personal career, but as president concerned about the destiny of our nation. And what I want you to know is that we as a nation are now decidedly at a crossroads where we must choose between two paths. The first path before us is to become a nation and a people that produce more than they consume. And the second path is to remain a nation and a people that consume more than they produce. Produce more than you consume, or consume more than you produce. That is a choice. So as you sit here about to receive the degrees you worked hard for, some of you even with distinction, I ask you, what will you choose? I'm not asking you this question in order for you to answer it in words, because questions of choice do not demand an answer that is verbal, but an answer that is behavioral. For instance, when you first arrived at this university to begin your studies, Remember that day? If you recall that day, you also had a choice whether to receive training in this area or to receive training in that area. And that choice did not require a verbal answer, but a behavioral answer. The proof of the choice you made of what to study was not in the claims that you made at that material time, but in the behaviors you engaged in throughout your time on this campus. Now, these behaviors included the kind of books you checked out from the library, the kind of groups you spent time studying with, the kind of classes you attended, the kind of assignments you completed, the kind of programs you paid for, the kind of lecturers you spent time with, the kind of tests you took, the kind of grades you aimed for, the kind of alumni you drew inspiration from, the kind of activities you said no to, and the kind of things you did during your holidays. Throughout your time here as a student, your behaviors in these areas were the answer to the question of what program you had chosen to study at this university. If you had not engaged in these behaviors, we would know that any claim you make that you had chosen a program to study here would be false. The behavior of a person is the only evidence of a choice that matters. So in the same way, I'm saying that each of us as citizens have a choice to make. And that choice is whether to produce more than we consume or to consume more than we produce. And although there are many citizens who say that they believe in production, you will find that their behavior actually shows that their true religion is consumption. The behaviors of a citizen whose religion and philosophy of economics is consumption are quite evident. They include acting with entitlement with resources that belong to others, or refusing to do things for oneself that are within your power to do, or waiting around for good things to come magically or miraculously instead of using the opportunities and resources God has already given you to create value, or gravitating towards rich people in the hopes that they will give you something for free, instead of gravitating towards them to learn how they created their wealth so that you can create your own. Or spending hours online consuming data that you do not yet have an income to pay for, and reading useless posts designed to turn you into a hopeless and angry person, instead of spending hours online setting up your business on websites like Stand Store, where thousands of other young people all over the world are turning their content into millions of dollars in the bank, or treating any cash you find as pocket money to spend on beer and clothes and shoes, instead of treating it as seed money to turn it into goods and services that multiply that money. Or treating your salary at work as money for only paying your bills and leaving nothing to invest in goods and services that give you additional streams of income. And my expectation is that the time you have spent at this university has taught you that this religion of consumption is not your path. And you need to understand that my vision as president is for you to take a different path, a path on which you produce more than you consume. And if you want to choose to follow me on that journey, you must show it by engaging in behaviors that orient your entire life towards production, and more production. These behaviors include spending time researching what areas of production are most lucrative and what markets are available in that area. They include creating innovative solutions that are tailor-made to meet the needs of that market. They include forging partnerships with people who will open doors for you to enter that market with your ideas and solutions in a win-win arrangement. They include staying away from masters of Gluba and Guaua and clinging to those Malawians who are creating solutions and making change happen. They include staying up all night, making something you can sell in the morning. They include setting goals of what you want to build in this nation that will continue producing goods and services long after you're gone, so that your children do not just have an education because you were able to pay their school fees, but also because you have an inheritance that you were able to build for them a future. And this university was created by the MCP government of President Kamuzubanda to produce graduates with that mindset. That is why I'm so proud that the current leadership of this university is continuing that legacy of that vision. Like Associate Professor Vice Chancellor Ms. Chitela just stated. Because as I came a while ago, I was shown agricultural machinery made by students here for use by our farmers, and many more that I wasn't able to see but have been described here. And in the second term of my presidency, my government will be investing in the mass production of these products for the Malawian market. And you who are graduating today will be the makers of that new Malawi that is going to be a center of excellence in production. Now that is if you so choose. Congratulations for your achievement, and I look forward to your contribution to a Malawi that produces more than it consumes. God bless you, and God bless our nation.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.